Hi, and welcome to another Midweek Musical Moment where we take a little bit of a closer look at some of the music that will be used in church services during the season of Lent. My name is Matt. I am the organist here at Haddonfield United Methodist Church, and for today we will be looking at Bach's Fantasia in C minor. Now, an important thing to keep in mind is that all of Bach's organ music fall into two general categories. There are the chorale-based works that include the tune of a well-known chorale in either the top, middle, or bottom register of the organ. Examples of this type of music include the Grade 18 Leipzig chorales, the Orgelbuchlein, and Klavierübung Volume No. 3. Then there are the free works, which are not explicitly based upon sacred music or chorale tunes. This includes the fantasias, the toccatas, the preludes and fugues, and the Passacaglia, by way of example. This Fantasia, then, is included among the free works of Bach's organ music and belongs in that category. However, Bach did not earn the nickname of the Fifth Evangelist for any small reason, and I'll get to that in a minute. In the past, scholars believed that this Fantasia was composed during Bach's tenure at St. Thomas's Church in Leipzig. However, it is now more widely believed that this music had been written down in some form for several years before that, perhaps as early as the years when Bach was working in Weimar. This belief does have some precedent. For example, there are early and late versions of the Leipzig chorales, so it is established that Bach would revise and edit his own organ works. However, this theorem is further complicated by the fact that there is no autograph manuscript in Bach's hand for this Fantasia in C minor. The oldest manuscript we have is in the hand of Johann Krebs, who was a sometimes pupil and contemporary of Johann Sebastian. But stylistically, the music is reminiscent of the first movements of several cantatas that Bach was writing while he was working in Leipzig. At the same time, we know that the lion's share of Bach's free works for organ were written while he was working as an organist in Weimar earlier in his career. Therefore, this theorem splits the difference and recognizes the multiple points of possible composition. The Fantasia in C is divided into two parts, and each part includes two themes, commonly called the A theme and the B theme. The A theme opens with a minor sixth leap in the right hand, while a low C plays on the pedal board, which is also the lowest note that the organ can play. As the A theme unspools and continues, additional voices enter in different registers of the keyboard in imitation of that opening minor sixth leap. Finally, the pedal also joins in the imitative texture after playing its pedal point for almost 7 full measures. This opening leap of a minor sixth is called an exclamatio motif that we know comes from Johann Walter's compendium of lexicon of terms and known compositional techniques that were used in the world of Baroque music. Now, the B theme works nicely as a foil to the A theme. In contrast to the A theme, the B theme starts in the pedals and then moves up to the keyboard. It is composed of descending eighth notes in stepwise motion with a distinctive lilting or sighing articulation. Similar to the A theme, the B theme is echoed in the different voices at various times. The theme is worked out in economical phrases for a handful of measures, a cadence is reached, and then we segue into the second section, which repeats both the A theme and the B theme. Part of what gives this Fantasia such a moving affect is the distinctive vocal quality of both the A theme and the B theme. Rather than sounding like something that's played on the violin or a horn call or some other instrument, the themes give the impression of being wonderfully singable and lyric in quality. Though this piece was composed for the organ, one could easily imagine the music being slightly edited and arranged for a chorus of voices with little difficulty. The tragically noble character of the music shines through because of the ingeniously economical phrases composed by Bach rather than in spite of them. Basically, to sum it up, Bach is able to achieve a lot with just a little. Now, I stated earlier that Bach has earned the nickname of the Fifth Evangelist, and this is because Bach was a master of infusing theological lessons and teachings in his music, through such techniques as phrasing, ornamentation, registration, voice leading, and a whole handful of others. Bach proclaims the gospel through music and uses his compositions to bring forth chorale melodies for the glory of God. This is where we know and recognize the letters SDG that appear at the bottom of many of Bach's manuscript, SDG standing for Soli Deo Gloria, for the glory of God alone. Now, I would make the argument that this mastery of theology is not limited to the chorale-based works, and in fact, religiosity courses through all the organ music of Bach. Many of Bach's free works can work very well as preludes and postludes for various important dates in the liturgical calendar, as long as they are programmed thoughtfully. Now, in the past, I have programmed pieces like César Franck's Pièce Héroïque and the Finale from Louis Viern's Third Organ Symphony as postludes for the service of Palm Sunday. Now, while all of those were dramatic and bombastic with a lot of fiery reeds and tension and drama, I wanted something more reserved and elegiac for this year. Putting this piece at the close of a church service such as Palm Sunday, I feel, works as a moving preamble for the coming events of Holy Week. The drama, anguish, and passion that we remember and observe in the days to come is hinted at in the somber and foreboding atmosphere of Bach's Fantasia in C minor. Though coming as the postlude to Palm Sunday, a service where we celebrate Christ's entry into Jerusalem, the piece is truly a prelude of the pivotal and wrenching days to come. Thank you so much for watching, and actually this concludes our series of midweek musical moments, since Palm Sunday is the 6th and final week of the season of Lent. I do hope that you have learned something, gained some more insight into some music that maybe you thought you knew very well, or maybe some music that you didn't know very much about to begin with. But at any rate, I hope that this was musically and spiritually nourishing for you. Please do stay tuned for the recording of the Fantasia that will be starting up in just a few seconds. Once again, thank you so much, and God bless.